Hello Libra, and welcome to your reading for December 18th, 2023 through January 1st, 2024. I'm doing a 2-week reading this time because I will be traveling at the end of the year, and I want to I think it figured with Christmas coming and everything and the solstice, I thought it was easier to just do 2 weeks at one time and then go back to weekly readings in January, so this reading will finish out the year for you. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you here. If you find these readings resonate with you, please consider liking and subscribing, and leave me a comment if you would like. And if you're returning, welcome back. It's good to have you back again. This would be a reading for you if you have a Libra sun, a Libra moon, or a Libra rising, or some other significant Libra placement in your chart. I do want to mention some of you have been donating to me at the link that I have in the description box, and so I want to say thank you very much. You're very kind, all of you who have donated. It's very much appreciated. If you are interested in donating, again, as I mentioned, there is a link down in the description below to my PayPal, which goes to Chthonia, which is my main website podcast, and with this particular channel and my attendant business are subsets of Chthonia, so that's why it goes to that place. And if you are interested speaking of my business is called Transition Life Coaching. The website for it is liminalreiki.com, because just as this is called Liminal Tarot, that used to be called Liminal Reiki until it was pointed out to me that not a lot of people know what liminal is, and of course Reiki is only a very minor portion of what it is that I do. I do offer what I call transitional life coaching, true to the name, and this just has to do with when you are going through, people who have gone through crises, who are going through identity, kinds of transformations of all kinds. If you are in the gap, something has ended and you're waiting for something new to begin, sometimes we need a little coaching or guidance as to how to take our next steps. Obviously, this is going to be different for everybody because not everybody, has the same situation or the same set of circumstances. So that's why I usually start my coaching with what they call a baseline life path. And I do Western astrology, Vedic astrology, human design reading, tarot readings, and I also will offer distance Reiki to try to offer balancing energies for the body as well as a starting point. And then, of course, any subsequent sessions will focus specifically on whatever that person needs for their situation. So if that is the kind of thing that you feel that you may need or that you're called to do, I do have the link to that website in the description below as well. Now, what I do for these readings is I do a full horoscope spread. So this is looking at the astrological houses. Each astrological house has a meaning associated with it. And I find that this is the best way, at least for me, to give a nice overall picture of what is going on, without just focusing, say, just on love or just on career or different things. This looks at the big picture in the broadest way possible. Do remember it's a general reading, so you take what resonates and you leave the rest. I use cartouche cards as my base. This is an Egyptian system I've been using for a very, very long time. And I clarify with a tarot deck. And this week we are using the Tree of Life Tarot. And in addition to that, I'm going to pull a Moonology card at the end for a bit of advice. Okay, so all that said, let's get down to business. Okay, so the first house is Aries energy. This is you, how you present yourself to the world, how other people see you, and how you want other people to see you. And you have the High Priestess with Nephthys. Okay, that's really interesting because they both basically mean almost the same thing. So you may be quite mysterious these days, Libra. You may be taking a step back, withdrawing a bit from the limelight, maybe taking some time out. There's definitely a more spiritual vibe to Nephthys and the Priestess. There's this idea of somebody perhaps who has strong psychic gifts, or somebody who is just pulling back and not making themselves obvious in some way. The Priestess often deals with what's veiled, as does Nephthys, okay? So I feel like there's the other possibility here is if you don't feel like you have been withdrawing from people, that you are about to discover hidden things about yourself. So this could go either way. Take it as it resonates, but there's definitely a strong kind of mysterious vibe to this. And this is also very strongly connected to intuition. So some of you may be feeling like your intuition is heightened these days as well. Second house has to do with money and possessions. This is Taurus energy. And you have the Prince of Wands with Earth. Okay, so Earth is an excellent card to get in this house because it definitely means money coming in the second house. So if you have had financial concerns, if you're worried about something, this is assuring you that that money is coming. And so it's a very, very good omen for having enough financially. And the Prince of Wands is similar to the King of Wands. And this is basically, this is very intense, strong, go-getter energy. The King of Wands is somebody who is inspired, who is ambitious, who is on it, so to speak. And if you want to do something, they're going to do it. Okay, so there's definitely this strong energy of, doing what you set out to do. So I feel like this is a very good if you are, trying to deal with something financially. Perhaps this could have to do with a job that potentially could be lucrative. It could have to do with investments that you're making. It could have to do with paying off debt. Whatever it is, there's something that you're very ambitiously going for, and whatever it is, it's going to have financial dividends. So that's really good. Third house is Gemini energy. So this is associated with Mercury, messages, communication, short-term travel, so short distances, perhaps holiday travel if you're going to see nearby relatives or something, or friends. And sibling relationships that can also be covered here. And if you are self-employed, this could have to do with business. And we have the Five of Pentacles with fire. Okay, so Five of Pentacles indicates a sense of feeling left out in the cold. It could be somebody who you maybe feel is ghosting you in terms of messages. Not hearing something that you feel like you need to hear. It can also be concerns about business. Maybe there's concerns that something is not making money or is not going to make money. Because Five of Pentacles can have to do with the idea of feeling like there's poverty there. But we have it with fire. So fire indicates inspiration. It also indicates burning up those things and in the sense of purging or purifying. So I feel like if this has to do with business, if you feel like you're not making the money that you need to make, then you may need to make some changes. You may need to be inspired to, you will be inspired to solve whatever the problem is. I mean, that's very concurrent with this King of Wands energy. And if money is an issue, this is definitely saying that money's coming in. This could also just be messages regarding money. Or again, if it has nothing to do with money at all, it could just be this feeling that someone is ghosting you or not communicating with you, like you're cut off from somebody in some way. But again, fire seems to indicate being, inspired action. So this is not telling you to be passive. If you're not hearing from somebody, maybe there's a need to reach out, or there's going to be some solution where you're going to feel, where it's telling you, turn the fire up, turn the heat up here a little bit. Although I would caution at this point, because Mercury is retrograde, against losing our temper over things, or getting too angry or too nasty, because there's also an opportunity when Mercury is retrograde, as it has been since December 13th and will be right through the end of this period of this reading, which is January 1st. There can be misunderstandings. So somebody could present themselves one way to you, and that what you're seeing is really not what the situation is. So keep that in mind. Five of Pentacles to me also says focus on your strengths, not on your weaknesses. So, so I feel like there may be some worry about things here. Some of you might be worrying about a sibling too. Could involve a fire sign person potentially. So that would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Doesn't have to. That's just a potential side interpretation there. But there's definitely the sense of a worry here. But I always feel like this is like burning up the rubbish and resolving the problem, to quote Murray Hope, who wrote the book for this system. Actually, she designed the system. Okay. So fourth house is Cancer energies. This is family, home, ancestry, the mother potentially. Okay, and you have Ta with the Chariot. So you could be traveling for the holidays potentially, could be traveling to see family for some reason. Ta is the master maker. So this is about building something, building a strong structure. It's about establishing boundaries with people that are appropriate. So and also Chariot, if it doesn't have literally to do with travel, it just has to do with taking control of your situation, okay? So I feel like there's a situation here in which you are building something. You're definitely in charge here. Ta is the finer qualities of masculinity. So there's definitely a strong, almost fatherly, protective energy in a positive way. with this card, in the sense of, building a foundation. I mean, I'm feeling like a lot of this here, that there could be this sense that somebody may feel like there's a family situation that's out of control. I don't know. But there's definitely the sense of taking control, establishing appropriate boundaries, building appropriate structures here when it comes to family. I mean, this could be literal too. I mean, you never know. It could have literally to do with work that's being done on somebody's house, because this is about building. But again, that's not going to apply in all cases. Overall, I would suggest that there's a need to kind of stay, keep it together, stay in control, establish boundaries where necessary, would probably be the more generic meaning of this position. Fifth house is Leo energy, so this is creativity. It can have to do with children. It can have to do with love affairs. And we have Osiris with strength. So this is double fire. Osiris is more of Sagittarius energy, and or even potentially Aries energy. And strength has to do with Leo energy, which is the energy of this house. And again, there's this idea of strength, of being strong, showing leadership, restraining our impulses, okay? So yeah, there's a lot here that suggests to me that, we're seeing this energy of you holding back here in the first house and withdrawing. So there may be a sense that you are keeping something to yourself, that you may have all this fiery energy that you want to let out, but you're feeling like you need to pull back. I mean, sometimes with the Five of Pentacles, it could mean that maybe you feel that, abandoned by others, or that you're left out in the cold. But strength is definitely about being on the right side of something. There's a very strong ethical component to strength, I think, in the sense that it is about doing the right thing in a situation. And that seems to be coming up a lot here. I feel like there could be some potentials. There could be some strong Mars energy in an oppositional place in your chart, or in a place that is not maybe squaring off with some aspect, because I definitely feel like there's a need to control fiery energy here, and to act with as a leader, and to act in an ethical manner for something. So take that as it resonates. But I do feel like there's definitely a lot of action oriented things, very, very masculine action oriented cards here. King of Wands, fire, Ta, Chariot, strength, Osiris. These are all cards that say to me, getting together, focusing on your active, masculine, can-do side, whether you're male or female, doesn't matter. Everybody has masculine and feminine sides. And just being practical and grounded, and going for what it is, that, focusing on what's important and not getting caught up in emotions. That's kind of what I think. That may also be why, some emotions are being hidden here. But, but I think, be mysterious, right? Be mysterious, but be solid, grounded, and practical. Okay. Sixth house is Virgo energy. So this has to do with your health. It can have to do with things that you're anxious or worried about. It can have to do with a job if you're employed, potentially with domestic animals for some people. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups with the winged disc. Six of Cups indicates past situations that are returning. Sometimes it's past people. Maybe that there's a worry about that. Maybe there's some situation that's coming back around again, or some person who's coming back around again. Or this could be the rehashing of a childhood situation. I find that the Six of Cups can be connected to nostalgia and childhood as well. So there's definitely the sense here of revisiting something, and that this is very typical of Mercury retrograde, by the way, is that we often are revisiting situations or reevaluating situations, people and situations that come around again. But you have this winged disc here, so this definitely shows that whatever this past situation is, maybe this thing that needs to be resolved, this can be resolved now. Winged disc is about achievement, about overcoming difficulty, about success. It's the sun disc. It's flying above a situation. It's shedding light on it, okay? And so I feel there's some situation. If this is a health situation, maybe a health situation that's coming around again, then this is saying whatever it is, you're gonna be past it. You're gonna get over it, or maybe you're finally gonna get over something if you feel like it's like a reoccurring kind of a thing. So I don't know. Take it as it resonates, given the meanings of this house. But I do feel like there is some past thing coming back that you are finally going to be able to settle. Seventh house is partnerships. So this is Libra energy. This could have to do with, it's committed partnerships usually. So it can be marriages, it can be business partnerships, legal arrangements, or just some other very significant kinds of partnerships that you're dealing with that have a higher level of commitment than, say, the love affairs of the Leo house. And you have the, okay, so you have the King of Wands with Isis. So yeah, you have this, this very strong can-do, rushing in kind of fiery energy here, but you have it with Isis. So Isis is more motherly. It's more about nurturing. Now, it's interesting that this is opposite the first house. The first and seventh house are opposite each other, and they generally opposite houses tend to inform each other. So again, you've got this Isis energy, which is very similar to this priestess energy over here, okay? So yeah, I feel like, again, there's this idea of revealing something that's hidden, but there's also a need to be compassionate here. So whether this is being compassionate to a spouse or a partner, or to somebody else who is another significant partner, or a business partner or somebody, there's definitely this sense of needing to show compassion and nurturing. It could be to this particular person. This King of Wands could potentially be a fire sign person. So again, Aries, Leo, or Sag. Or it could just be somebody who is in a position of trying to really go for something. This could be you. This could be your partner. I don't know. It can also be if you are somebody who's looking for a marriage situation, okay? And you have this King of Wands. This could be a fire sign person, or a very strong, determined. King of Wands doesn't have to be a fire sign, but it definitely has that kind of fiery energy, that can do, I'm going to go after it and I'm going to get it kind of energy. And maybe this is somebody who you're interested in potentially getting married to, in which case Isis would say, okay, just persevere very patiently with the situation. So the whole range of interpretations there, but take that as it resonates. Okay, so now we have the 8th house. This is Scorpio energy. This is the house of transformation and major changes. Can also have to do with other people's money. Okay, so yeah, we've got Seth here. And Seth actually does have very strong scorpionic energy. And weirdly, with Seth, we also have the devil. Okay, so, and the card that explains Seth, you always draw a second card with Seth and Cartouche, and that is the Lotus card. So there is something here. There's some kind of change or transformation that there's an anxiety here. There's an anxiety about letting something go. When the devil shows up, there's like toxic patterns or behaviors, or some situation in which you feel trapped or stuck, okay? And this may be causing you a tremendous amount of anxiety. Lotus can indicate peaceful continuity of a situation. So I have a feeling that there's some kind of situation in which you want to get out of, that you feel stuck right now. But it's saying, just, breathe, meditate, center, be where you are right now, accept that there may be some obstacles right now. And again, with retrograde, if you are trying to make some kind of major changes, this is not the time to do it. This is a time for reevaluation, not a time for starting something new. So you can get ideas, you can write them down, you can investigate things, but wait until after January 1st to make a move. But there definitely, I just feel here like there is something that you can eventually detach yourself from. I don't get the sense that you are as trapped as you think you are, but for the time being, it's just saying, well, accept that there might be a barrier at the moment. Again, you do up all this can-do energy, so I think you are ready to get going with something, but the timing may not be quite right, so this is just saying, you may want to resolve whatever these devil issues are first, whatever situation or belief or habit or whatever that you may be attached to that needs to go, or perhaps a job or relationship. It could be a lot of things, but something that's bringing some kind of toxic energy. It's time to ground, breathe, center, and just, allow yourself to evaluate what's going on and wait for the appropriate time to change. Don't try to force change is what I'm getting. I'm seeing a lot of fire here, and there definitely also seems to be this sense of needing some restraint. So there may be something that you really want to push ahead on, and it may be saying, just wait, it's not quite the right time. Okay, 9th house is Sagittarius energy. This is long distance travel, higher education, deeper forms of thinking and knowledge, like religion, philosophy, things like that. Can also be legal matters for some people. Okay, so we have Pyramid with the Wheel of Fortune. So whether this has to do with a trip somewhere, whether this has to do, it has to do with something of getting outside your comfort zone, because this is about learning something new, perhaps going back to school, or perhaps taking a long trip, or there's just something that's going to be new to your environment. You're being tested here with Pyramid. So there's something that where there may be a challenge. I mean, if you are in school, maybe you know you are facing challenges with your education, or maybe you're thinking about taking something on that's new. I'm not sure, but you have it with the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune tells me that there's some changes going on that are outside of your control. And again, Wheel of Fortune, given I'm seeing the Six of Cups down here, and given the nature of the Mercury retrograde time, this could be a situation also that's coming back around again, because the Wheel of Fortune can indicate something that's returning, that may be a test. Whatever it is, when Wheel of Fortune shows up, it's something outside of our control. I mean, there's a lot of cards, again, of control here. So there does seem to be something going on that's a bit outside of your control. And again, I feel like with the Scorpio energy over there, it's the best thing to do is to just go with it. Don't, this is a test that you need to, a transition that you need to make. It will be resolved with time. So this is something that says, wait, see how things are going to go. It's good news eventually. And I think the Wheel of Fortune indicates the universe moving you in the right direction. So if you feel like you're challenged, if you feel like certain things are coming back around again, in connection to things like that, you feel like you're being challenged in some way. Maybe your belief system's being challenged. I don't know. I mean, when that comes up, it could be just, everything you believed about something, it could be being challenged as well. So just know that the universe is pushing you in the right direction. Overall, 10th house is Capricorn energy. This is about your reputation, your fame, and your career, if you are working. So we have the Four of Wands with the twins. Okay. Now, Four of Wands, I mean, some people consider this to be a marriage card. Really, it's a card of achievement of a first level of things. On the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it shows like the four staves kind of standing almost like in a gateway pattern, looking like an 11-11. And so some people see this as, that kind of 11-11 gateway energy. But there's definitely the sense of a gateway, of getting ready to pass through a gateway. And this is definitely something that involves somebody else. So if you're looking to make a career move or a change, you could be getting into a business partnership. There could be another person who's going to assist you in this process, or somebody who's going to move you past this initial level of accomplishment that you have here with the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands always indicates a level of completion, but it's a 4. It's not a 9 or a 10. So you're not at the end of the, you're not at the end of the road here. You're at an initial stage of completion. You've done a fair amount up to this point, and now it's a matter of, working towards, walking through that gate and working towards what comes next. But whatever that is, it's going to be with another person, or another person's going to assist you. Okay. Possibly, I'm just thinking, you're possibly a Virgo, because Virgo also got this twin energy in their reading. Okay, so Aquarius. This is about friendships. It's about social, your networks, whether it be business networks, other kinds of social media networks, and so forth. And also, this is about your hopes, wishes, and goals. Okay, so we have Two of Pentacles with Hathor. So I feel like, Hathor could indicate a significant female friend for some of you, potentially. Doesn't have to be. But it could also just indicate that strong energy of... Hathor has a lot of strong Empress type energy, but also I think there's strong Virgo energy there too. So it could be somebody who's very domestic. It could have to do with things that we traditionally associate with women, right? Very, very domestic things and domestic skills, or things having to do with beauty. There's sort of a Venus type of energy to this as well. So it could be a friend who's connected to something like that. It can also have to do with just somebody who's just very efficient and very well organized and is on top of their game. Or somebody who's just planting the seeds of something new. Yeah, Hathor has this very strong Empress abundance kind of vibe to it. And with the Two of Pentacles, though, there's a sense of keeping a lot of plates spinning. So maybe you're out seeing a lot of different friends right now. Maybe you're trying to juggle a lot of different things. There's also the sense that with the Two of Pentacles, though, that you may be trying to flow with a lot of different things, and you may be faced with some choices with regard to your hopes and wishes, or maybe even with a particular friendship. So, again, take it as it resonates, but I feel like there's just a very strong female energy here in your friendship house. and with respect to your goals. So again, I don't know if this is going to be a woman who's going to help somebody with their goals or support them in some way. But the Two of Pentacles indicates, doing multiple things or juggling multiple things. And at some point, you want to stop the juggling act at some point. But for right now, there's kind of this natural flow of trying to manage more than one thing at a time. Okay. The 12th house is Pisces energy, so this is what you don't show to people. If this is weirdly in your house of what you do show to people, you're hidden. This is the house of what's hidden, and you have the sun. So this is funny because it's almost the opposite. So it's almost like your inner world is being illuminated right now. I mean, the sun is looking for clarity on something. And with Sirius here, this is about thinking outside the box, okay? This is about, those of you who are kind of into interdimensional stuff, starseed, aliens, there is supposed to be a meaning of this card in the 12th house that says, contact with other life forms. I'm just saying that. I'm not necessarily advocating that particular interpretation, but it is one in the 12th house for this particular card. But I feel more fundamentally Sirius is about, you may be worried about the amount of work that has to go into something, what the level of endurance will be. Sirius is very much like the Strength card, and there's definitely this sense of assurance that you have all the skills, you have what it takes to do something. And with the Sun, I feel like you're looking for this clarity, like maybe you feel that the clarity is hidden right now from you, especially seeing the Seth card in the Scorpio house. Yeah, there could have been some chaos recently where maybe you feel that the clear path forward is obscured for the time being, but this does assure you that in spite of any work that you need to put in, that you do have the resources to do what you need to do. If you are worried about physical problems, because Sirius tends to have to do with the physical body, this would indicate, again, this is a worry. You have the wing disc actually in the health house opposite, so if you've been having physical issues, these will definitely be overcome. So, yeah, overall, we have the Scarab card. So, yeah, you are definitely in for a new beginning. I mean, there's some delays on this right now, but things are definitely changing. And you have it, I ended up pulling 3 extra cards came out here. So we have the Princess of Pentacles, we have the 6 of Swords, and we have the 5 of Wands. Okay, so what this says to me is that you are trying to get engaged in a new beginning. You're trying to move away from some kind of drama or stress, but you may have people here with the 5 of Wands. You may have people meddling who shouldn't be involved, or there could just be external influences that are making you struggle, or where you feel like you're either in competition or where you're struggling against people who want to make petty quarrels or squabbles or things like that. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in this. There's definitely this sense of moving away, and it's okay to move away from a situation that is not serving you. Don't feel the need to get involved with something just because maybe somebody is family or a friend or something. I mean, that's what's coming into my mind. You are in the process of a big change here, and I feel like you are about to begin something new, some kind of a new project, something new, potentially financially, maybe a new job for some people, or a new income stream, or just something new. Sometimes the Page of Pentacles has to do with studentship. So yeah, seeing this Wheel of Fortune and Pyramid here, I don't know. I feel like you're about to embark on some kind of a new venture here. And I think in one deck, this is called the card of adventure. So yeah, I feel like be willing to go on your adventure. Don't let other people, muddy the waters for you here. For some of you, this could be a literal trip, or a literal trip across water, because 6 of Swords often is about trips that are long trips, but it doesn't have to be. So, okay, so let's get a Moonology card for you, Libra, and let's see what we have for you for this rest of this year. What your advice would be. And, oh, okay, we have the new moon in Leo. Confidence is your key to success. Yeah, you've got a lot of strong, confident leader cards here. So I think it's saying that whatever kinds of upsets, whatever you need to clear out right now, even places where you're facing obstacles of all types, there's a lot of go-getter energy here. Obviously, for certain things, you might have to wait for the right time, but just stay in your center. Trust your intuition here, definitely, with all this stuff in the first house, and I think you are going to be just fine. So that's your reading, Libra, for the rest of 2023 through January 1st, 2024. I hope that this is helpful. Please do remember to subscribe and to like and leave me a comment. And I hope you have a very happy winter holidays, whatever you celebrate. And I hope you have a happy new year, and we'll see you in January.